So how's everybody feeling today? Any areas of the body asking for attention this afternoon? The abdominal area? Stretching it or strengthening it? You seem pretty strong in your abdominal area. All right. So let's start on our backs today. Let the soles of your feet come together. Draw your heels in towards the body. And just let your arms relax where they feel comfortable. Add a slight downward tuck to the chin, creating a bit of extra length there at the back of your neck, and just settle. Let your body become still. Let your body relax. And as you feel heaviness through all parts of your physical body, see if you can start to become aware of your breath as it passes in and out through your nose. And start to move into that three-part breath that's so familiar to you. All of you have been practicing yoga for a while, so you're familiar with linking the abdominal breath with the thoracic breath, with the clavicular breath. Filling from the belly, through the rib cage, right up to the collarbones, and then emptying from the collarbones, through the rib cage, and the belly comes back towards the spine. Allow for that full movement in the abdomen. Trying to make your inhale the very same length as your exhale. So you're doing a bit of mental counting now. Keeping the mind somewhat occupied, distracting it from what's happening around you. Every time you breathe in, try to take just a bit more air in. Every time you breathe out, squeeze a little bit more air out of your lungs. And as we start to link our breath together, join in as you get to that point as you inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and now hold the breath in the lungs and exhale. 2, 3, 4, retain. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, retain. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, retain. 2, 3, 4, inhale. Slowly expand right up to the top, holding the breath. And exhale, slowly empty the lungs completely, and then once again, hold the breath. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, let your knees come together. Draw your knees into your chest. Reach for the knees with the hands and just rock from side to side. Roll from hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, ear to ear across your back. Good. As you roll back to center, transfer your grip to the back of your thighs, pop your hips up off the mat and begin to roll up and down the length of your spine. Keep your chin tucked in as you roll back so your neck is protected. Being cautious on the unevenness of the ground. Good, let's roll back one more time. Roll forward, cross the legs, plant the hands, step back to the top of a push-up. So try to bring your shoulders right over top of your wrists. Look at the space between your thumbs and make sure that both your feet right now can fit in between your hands. Your wrist crease is parallel with the top edge of your mat. The low belly is lifted. So you're at the top of a push-up. You can be on your toes. You can also do your push-up from the knees. Try to keep the tailbone tucked and the low belly lifted, and as you inhale, look slightly forward. As you exhale, lower your body slowly down with control, curling into your cobra. So the hips remain on the ground, the kneecaps are lifted. Pull your heart forward. Stretch your toes back behind you. Put a bit more weight into the tops of the feet and inhale, come up a little higher. Exhale, lower your forehead, tuck your toes. Inhale, press back up to plank and lift to downward facing dog. And in this first downward dog, as you turn the big toes slightly in, start to walk those heels up and down a few times. Just let your head hang heavy. Press the right heel down and hold it, left knee slightly bent. Feel the stretch up the back of the right leg, and then switch to the other side, bending the right knee, press the left heel down. Hold and breathe. And now press both heels down at the same time as you push the chest gently back. Inhale, high on the toes, soft knees as you look forward, and let your feet join your hands there at the top of your mat. Inhale, look out in front of you, long spine. Exhale, fold chest to thighs. Inhale again, come up to a flat back, lean a bit of weight into the toes. Exhale, fold over those legs. And one more time, inhale, look forward, heart moves forward away from the navel. Take a grip on those legs now and pull yourself down. The heels and the toes are equally taking the weight. The head just hangs heavy. Good, release that hold on the back of the legs, bend your knees and hang in a rag doll for a moment so your feet can be together or hip distance. The arms just dangle. Give the head a little shake as though saying no. Bring it back to center and then nod the head yes, up and down a few times. Bring it back through center one more time, shake the head no. And again to center to nod the head yes. And then just let the head hang. Now trying to keep the weight balanced between the heels and toes, keep the chest down. Take your arms up around behind your back and interlace your fingers there at the small of your back. Squeezing the shoulder blades together as you work towards straightening the arms, begin to draw the arms away from your back. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed and down away from the ears. Good, feeling the stretch of the hamstrings, feeling the stretch through the shoulders. Try to keep squeezing the heels of the hands towards each other as you extend the arms and the fingers towards the sky. Take one more inhale, reach up, stretch the arms. Exhale, relax the arms down. Walk your feet together so your big toes touch. Little bit of space now between the heels, but not too much. So your big toes are touching. Start to bend your knees, sit your hips low. As you sit your hips low, squeeze your knees and your thighs together. On an inhale, reach your arms forward and up and look up. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Try to bring your arms as best you can to either side of your head. Look at the space between those hands. Good, pull that low belly in. On your next inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, take the back bend, and swan dive forward over those legs. Look forward as you inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, fold, chest to thighs. Bend your knees, sit the hips low. Inhale, back into chair. Squeeze your knees and your thighs together. Look up, pull the shoulders down. Don't wear them like earrings. Good, keep breathing. Take your gaze perhaps slightly forward or downward, and on an inhale, lift your heels away from the ground and see if you can bend your knees a little deeper. Keep squeezing those legs together. Keep drawing that low belly in. Take another full breath in. As you exhale, lower your heels down. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, gentle back bend, and fold all the way down. Inhale, look forward, lengthening your spine. Plant your hands and walk, step, or hop back to the top of a push-up. Good, keep lifting through the low belly. Spread your fingers as wide as you can and grip the earth with the pads of the fingers. Press the space between your shoulder blades towards the sky above you. So you're almost puffed up a little bit in the upper back. Look forward with the in-breath. Lower slowly down as you exhale. Curl into your cobra. Send the chin forward and lift through the back of the head. Good. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. Try to press the tops of all of your toes down into your mat, really rooting the tops of the feet. Slide your hands back just an inch or two further and begin to straighten your arms. And as you straighten your arms and drop your hips, lift your thighs off the ground if you can. Send the heart through the upper arms, send the crown of the head towards the sky above you. Take another inhale, exhale back to downward dog, either tucking the toes or rolling over the toes to lift the hips. And breathe deeply. Push the earth away from you through those hands. Watch the tendency for those hands to turn inwards or outwards. Keep your wrists nice and straight. Roll the weight to the thumb and the pointer finger as much as you can. Inhale, lift your right leg slowly up behind you. Push your heel straight back. Try to keep that right leg as straight as you can. Keep pressing the left heel down at the same time, and inhale that right leg just a little higher. Exhale, take a big step forward with that right foot. Wiggle that left foot back as far as it'll go, adjusting your feet to a hip distance stance so that right foot walks out to the right a bit. And as you come up to the pads of your fingers, lifting the chest away from that right thigh, keep pressing your left leg as straight as you can. Keep sinking your hips as low as you can, breathing. Good, waiting for your inhale to sweep the arms forward and all the way up. Come up into that high crescent lunge. Keeping that right knee bent deeply, sink the hips nice and low. Can you look up? Maybe to that space between your palms. Take another inhale, reach up, really stretch it back. Exhale, reach forward, lowering the arms all the way down. Plant both palms, step back to downward facing dog. Both palms rooted firmly. Lift the hips high and press the heels low. Keep pressing the armpits back towards the ankles, shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, let that left leg float slowly up. Push out through the heels, spread those left toes. Hips are level as you inwardly spiral that upper left thigh. Keep pressing that right heel down at the same time and take another inhale, lift that left leg up, up, up. Exhale, big step forward. Left foot right in between your hands. Heel of the foot comes in line with the heel of your two hands. Walking the left foot out to the left, wiggling that right foot even further back behind you. Drop into that low runner's lunge, but keep lifting your chest away from that front thigh. Now pull the left hip back, shift the right hip forward, press that right leg as straight as you can. Keep drawing in through the low belly, and on an inhale, reach those arms forward and all the way up, looking up. Sink the hips nice and low. Keep drawing the left hip back, keep shifting that right hip forward. Try to keep pressing that right leg as straight as you can. Good, take another inhale, reach up, stretch it back. As you exhale, reach forward and all the way down. Plant both palms, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe deeply and breathe slowly. In and out through your nose. Good. As you inhale, rise high on the toes, soften the knees as you look forward and let your feet join your hands. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Exhale, fold chest to thighs. Walk your feet together, bend your knees, sit the hips down. Inhale, Utkatasana. Good. Look up. Pull the shoulders down. Squeeze those legs together. Breathe. How low can you sit the hips? Can you get your upper body at a 90-degree angle to your thighs, perhaps? Good. Find something to look at. Let your right foot take the weight. Keep your thighs touching and then just extend that left leg straight. Push out through the heel. Thigh next to thigh, knee next to knee. Take another inhale and release the left foot back down. Left foot now supports the weight, right leg extends straight. Try to have those knees together. Push out through the heel. Take another inhale. As you exhale, plant the right foot down. Sit a little deeper if you can. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, take the back bend and hold it. Push your hips forward. Lean the upper body back. Good. As you inhale, slowly come up. Palms open out as you swan dive all the way down. Look forward and lengthen your spine. Plant your palms, walk, step, or hop back to the top of a push-up. And breathe. Keep those fingers gripping, pushing the earth away. Press the space between your shoulder blades up towards the sky. Try not to collapse between those shoulder blades. Good. Inhale, look slightly ahead. Exhale, lower down slow. Inhale, send the chin forward. Lift through the back of the head. Breathe. Take your arms back like jet airplane wings. Hands off the ground, fingers stretching back behind you, palms down. Squeeze between the shoulder blades and now lift both legs off the ground. Stretch your toes back, squeeze those legs together. Working the back of the body here as you breathe deeply. Take another inhale, lift everything up, up, up. Exhale, let everything come down, and as your forehead touches, plant your hands beside your chest. Curl your toes under. Inhale to the top of a push-up. Exhale to downward dog. Keep breathing deeply and slowly. Good. On your inhale, lift your right leg slowly up behind you. As you exhale, take a big step forward with that right foot. So adjust your feet to hip distance, and when you're ready on an inhale, take it up to that high lunge. And as you exhale, sit your hips just a little deeper. Take another deep breath in, turn your palms out, circle the arms around and behind your back, and clasp the hands. Squeeze those shoulder blades together as you look down. Bend your left knee, push off the left foot, lift that left leg up. And begin to hinge from your hips. So as your left leg lifts up behind you, the shoulders come down at the same time, trying to keep your body in a straight line. Good, continue to breathe deeply, push out through that left heel. So rather than lifting your arms up, really try to stretch your knuckles back instead. You're not really trying to pull your arms too high off the body. Go for length more than height with those arms. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, take that big step back with the left foot, root it. Inhale at your arms, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, right foot joins the left. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. And breathe. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot forward. Adjust your feet to hip distance. When you're ready, inhale. Take it up into your high crescent warrior. Take another deep breath in, turn your palms out. This time as you circle the arms around behind you, try to go opposite fingers on top this time. Good, we're gonna bend that right knee, press off the right foot, and when you're ready, lift the right leg off the ground and begin to hinge into your toppling tree or your warrior 3 variation. Good, try to squeeze between those shoulder blades. Send the crown of the head forward as you press that right heel back. Take one more inhale as you exhale. Big step back with the right foot. Inhale, arms come up to the sky. Exhale, plant your hands on the ground. Inhale, left foot joins the right. Exhale, hips to the sky. Press back to down dog. And breathe. As you push the chest back, try to press the heels down. So Maureen, hollow out your armpits a little more. So don't turn the arms that way, yeah, the other way. A little more outward spiral. Good. Inhale, float high up on the toes, soft knees as you look forward. Exhale, feet come forward. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Take a grip on your big toes, your ankles, or your calves, and pull yourself into an active forward bend. Try to have just as much weight in your toes as you have in your heels. Pull your shoulders back away from your ears. And as you pull up on your big toes with your first 2 fingers and thumbs, your toes push firmly down into the fingers as well. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Release the grip that you have, heel toe your feet together. Bend your knees, sit the hips low. Inhale, Utkatasana. Pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, open to the right. Right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward. Try not to turn your hips to the right though. Palms open to the side. Keep that right hip pulling forward. Keep your left hip drawing back. On an inhale, come back to center, arms beside the ears. Exhale, open to the left. Left arm reaching back, right arm reaching forward. Keep that left hip forward. Left hip forward. Breathe. On your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the back bend, and again, hold. Lift your heart to the sky. Push your hips to Detroit and breathe. Good, inhale, back to the top, palms open out, swan dive, all the way down. Look forward as you inhale. Plant your hands, take it back to plank as you exhale. Keep the palms rooted and gripping. Shoulders stay over the wrists. Good, so I'm gonna give a couple options here because some of you might wanna do your sidearm balance on your right foot, the outer edge of it, stacking your feet. Some of you might choose to come down to your right knee and plant your left foot flat. If you're rolling to the outer edge of your right foot, slide your right hand in a little bit to center and then roll and stack those feet. So if you're stacking your feet, it's one on top the other. So stack your left foot on top of your right foot. Lift your right hip away from the ground. If you're on your right knee, you're trying to line everything up, turning open to this side. Take your left arm to the sky. Turn your left palm towards Detroit. Take the arm over the ear. Keep gripping with those right fingers, whether you've got the legs both straight or the right knee bent. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, look down. Come back to the top of a push-up and just press back to down dog for a moment. Take that little moment of rest. Pushing the chest back as you push the earth away through both hands. So it's very important when we work in these sidearm balances that we're not dumping all our weight into our wrist. So imagine you were doing this on the side of a building and you were gripping so hard with your hands. Inhale to the top of a push-up. What did you do on the right side? You're going to move into the same pose now on the left side. If you're stacking your feet, flex the feet. If you're on your left knee, line everything up. Right arm to the sky. Turn your palm to Detroit and take the arm over the ear. Keep pressing through that left hand, gripping. Keep breathing deeply. On an inhale, the right arm floats up, and as you exhale, looking down, lowering the hand down. Press back to down dog or take it to child's pose. Find that pose of rest and breathe. And relax and soften and melt. Listening to your body at all times. Good. If you're in child's pose, come up to down dog. Inhale onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, and let your feet come forward. Flat back, long spine, gaze out in front of you, and exhale, fold over those legs. Big toes touch as you bend the knees, sit the hips down, take it up for one more chair, Utkatasana. Bring the arms beside the ears. Point the tailbone slightly down. Pull the shoulders down. Good, taking your gaze forward or maybe slightly downward. We're gonna do one more balance pose. So inhale, lift your heels. Don't lower the hips though. Good. Start to slowly lower your hips towards your heels. Can you sit all the way down to those heels? Can you bring your hands to your heart? Lifting upwards through the crown, continue to squeeze between those shoulder blades. Start to open the knees up as you release the arms in between the legs, fingertips come to the earth. Turning your toes out, try to let your heels stay together. How wide can you get your knees to go? So try to have your heels together. As we move into garland pose, Malasana, we're going to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to lower your heart towards the ground in front of you. So maybe you're coming to your palms. Some of you may be dropping to your forearms. Some of you may not need the forearms or the hands on the ground. As you look back towards your feet, you might even snake your right arm in front of your right calf, shin area, to grab your right heel with your right hand, and you may be able to grab your left heel with your left hand. And if you're super flexible, the arms might stay there in front of the legs, and you might even be able to reach for your hips or clasp your hands behind your back. Relax your head. Good. If you're in the bind or you're holding the legs or your hands are beside the hips, bring your hands back to the ground. Slowly lift your chest. Reach one hand behind you and lower to your buttocks. Let the soles of your feet stay together. Bring your hips as close to your heels as you can. Holding either your shins or your ankles, maybe your toes, whether you're wrapping your hands around the toes or opening them like a book. Start to flutter your knees and butterfly. Try to lift the chest. Pull the chin slightly back towards the throat. Can you go a little faster and a little bigger with those knees? Get a little more movement into those hips. How much movement can you get into that area? Can you flap those wings so quickly that you can levitate right off the ground, maybe just an inch? Good. Start to slow the movement and make it a little smaller and smaller. Tiny little fluttering here in butterfly, and then stillness back to those legs. Inhale, lift through the crown and start to send your heart forward. Try to keep the arms gently relaxed at the sides of the body rather than letting your elbows come forward. And when your chest can't go any further forward, relax your head down. Let it just hang heavy now. So if you're holding your feet like a book, you're still trying to pull the big toes apart. If your hands are wrapped around your feet, don't lift them off the ground though. And if your arms are touching your inner thighs, use your arms to press your legs down even more. Good. As you inhale, send the chin forward, start to lift through the back of the head as you come all the way up. Take a grip on your big toes. Now, how are you sitting on your mat? Are you in a funny, like lifted area or in a divot? Make sure you're on a fairly flat spot. And as you hold your big toes, lean back into those hips, lift the heels off the ground. So you're just holding your big toes with your peace fingers. Pull the big toes apart. Maybe the heels can stay touching. Maybe you can pull the heels apart, straightening out the legs as you widen them as much as possible. Come forward to the front edge of the sitting bone a little bit. And as you lift the chest, lift the chin. Give that little squeeze between those shoulder blades. Good. Can you lean back a little bit to start to bring your legs together? Try to keep them straight if you can. Whoop. Oh, the uneven ground can be tricky. Do your best. Good. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, set your feet down, bring your knees together, wrap your arms around your legs, and draw your chin towards your chest. Good, inhale, lift the chin, and as you exhale, extend your left leg straight out. Good. Reaching around the outside of that right leg with the right hand, catch that big toe if you can. And if you can't hold it in that direction, bring your hand to the inside edge. Pressing your left hand into your left thigh as you flex that foot, pick that right leg up, lift it up as high as you can. Take another deep breath in as you exhale, bow chest towards thigh. Good, inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, bend your right knee and grab a hold of your right foot with your left hand or place it into the crook of your elbow if you can. And cradle that arm like a baby or hold the knee with the right hand and the foot with the left hand. And just start to move that leg side to side. Good, coming back to center, grab a hold of your right foot with both your hands, interlacing your hands around the outside edge of the foot. Now shift your foot to center. Lift the heart, lift through the crown. How high can you lift that right foot up? Can you pull it towards you now? Keep the shoulders relaxed and down, away from the ears. Flex both feet. Go ahead, take another inhale. Lift that foot a little higher as you exhale. Bend your knee, cross right ankle over that left thigh just above the knee. So this is option one. You're in almost that upside down figure four. If you've got fairly flexible hips, you may be going ankle over knee and knee over ankle. So there's two different possibilities. So Kathleen, you'll bring your bottom foot forward because what you're trying to do is stack those lower legs one on top of each other so that the knee is right over top of the ankle and the toes are past the top of the knee. Is it Michelle? Tighten it up a little bit, Michelle, because you're pretty flexible so that that knee is right over the ankle and the ankle is right over the knee. Yeah, perfect. And if the left leg is straight, just keep flexing that foot. Good. Let's inhale and lift through the crown of the head. Hands beside the hips now, begin to move the heart forward. How far forward can your chest go? Maybe your hands can come forward in line with where the knees are. Maybe your arms can come even further forward as your chest starts to come past that top thigh. Noticing what you're feeling in that right hip and right buttock area as you relax your head down. Keep flexing both of your feet. Good, as you inhale, lift the chin. As you exhale, pause, and then inhale, slowly come back up. Lean back into your hands, unravel those legs, separate the feet, and give those legs a little shake. Good. Bend your knees, draw them into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, sit up nice and tall, and then bow, chin to chest. Good, inhale, lift the chin. As you exhale, send your right leg straight out. We reach around the outside edge of that left leg to hook the big toe. If you can't do it from the outside, do it from the inside. Pressing the right hand into that right thigh, send that left leg straight out, lift it up, but relax the shoulder. Use the strength of the arm to pick the leg up as best you can. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, bow chest to thigh. Try not to round that back. Good, let's inhale, come back up. As you exhale, bend the left knee, either grabbing the foot with the right hand or placing it in the crook of the elbow, either holding the knee or wrapping the left arm around the leg, and just rocking that leg side to side. Good, coming back to center. Let's reach for the foot with both of our hands. Interlace the fingers and bring your foot into center so it's in line with the center of you. And then bring that foot up as high as it can go, keeping that bend in the knee. Once your foot is as high as it can go, it's still in line with your center, pull the foot towards you. Continue to breathe, try not to round the back, just as best you can here. Good, take another deep breath in, lift that leg a little higher as you exhale. Set that left leg on top of the right leg. Remembering what you did in your double pigeon on the other side, whether it was the single leg or the double leg. And if you are going double, it's ankle over knee and knee over ankle, so the toes are out beyond. Otherwise, the right leg is straight, both feet are flexed. Hands beside the hips. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. Keep flexing your left foot. Take a deep breath in and move the heart forward. Maybe the hands can crawl forward a little bit. Maybe the arms can come even further ahead. Take that heart as far forward as it'll go, and then relax your head down. Keep flexing both of your feet. So press out through the heels and the balls of the feet. Imagine you could get your chest to go past that left shin. Let your head just hang heavy. Breathe. Good, as you inhale, lift the chin, and as you exhale, pause. Inhale, come all the way up. Lean into the hands, unwind those legs, separate the feet, shake out those legs. Good. So we have lots of different people, lots of different practices, but we're gonna work on an inversion right now. So that might mean a shoulder stand, it might mean a headstand, it might mean just legs up in the air, maybe it's legs and arms up in the air. If anyone would like my verbal assistance, I'd be happy to help you with anything you'd like to work on. Just call me over. But determine what your body needs right now at this point in time, and we're gonna spend just a couple minutes in an inversion of your choice. Maybe the one that least likely appeals to you is the one that you need. So just listen in to what your body says at all times. Make sure you're moving safely into it. And once you come into that inversion, make sure you're breathing as deeply as you can, as slowly as you can. Good, so Rita, draw the shoulders up and back away from the ears again. Pull the low belly in. See if you can get those legs now just a tiny bit higher. You're almost there. Yeah, keep pulling the belly in so as those legs come up, it helps adjust. And then you're less in the pike and it gets a little easier when everything stacks. That's better. Good. Christopher, if you want to work any variations into your practice, you can. Maybe the ones that you do least likely. If you're working in shoulder stand, you can take the time to go into plow pose, giving the back of the body a chance to open up further, compressing the throat area. If your toes are touching the ground behind the back of your head, press the backs of those knees open and press your palms down as well. But just if those toes touch down. You want a spotter, Chris? Good. If you're in plow, you can start to slowly release onto your back unless you have the ability to go from shoulder stand to bridge. Those of you coming out of a headstand practice, take a few breaths in child's pose. If you already did your few breaths in child's pose, you can take that little stretch of rabbit or hare just for maybe 2 or 3 breaths, and then we're all going to meet in our bridge pose. So you'll place your heels directly in front of your buttocks. Nice, Maureen. Keep those big toes turned in a little bit, Maureen. And maybe even, Maureen, walk your feet a tiny bit closer together again. Just a little bit. And then big toes in a little. Good. If you're moving into bridge, try not to let those knees splay apart. So keep the knee right over the ankle. If you're clasping your hands, try to really squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then press the wrist to the shoulder down to help lift the hips and the chest even higher. Push your chest towards your chin. Does anybody have the ability to go up into wheel? The hands can plant to either side of your head, and you can push into the palms to straighten the arms. Your choice, your practice. Good, let's take one more inhale. Lift the hips a little higher. If you're coming out of bridge, make sure to move your arms first. If you're coming out of wheel, be sure to tuck the chin, lowering down safely. Let your knees very loosely come into your chest, hug them in, and just rock side to side, massaging your back. Let your head move with your torso, so you feel that massage even across the back of your skull. Coming back to center, we prepare for a twist. Arms to a T, palms down to the ground. Flexing your feet. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, begin to lower your legs to the right, but don't let them touch. Look to the left, squeeze your knees together so your feet are off the ground right now. Good, push into your palms, push into your shoulders. Inhale to center. Exhale, change sides. Hover those legs, keep the right shoulder down. Wait for the inhale, come back up, and now we move. Knees right, head left. Inhale, center. And then legs to the left and head to the right. So working the core muscles of the body, front and back side. Try to keep your shoulders really rooted down to the ground. Don't let them lift. And the next time you come to the right with your legs, relax into your twist. Take your time to get there. Your palms can face the sky, your palms can face the earth, your choice, your practice. But try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. And we take a couple of breaths here. As the knees go to the right and the head goes to the left, gravity starts to do the work for us. And after several long, deep breaths, you might find that the ability is there to squeeze your knees up closer to that right arm, as long as that left shoulder doesn't start to pull away. The option is also there, if you can reach for it, to grab the outer edge of your left foot with your right hand and straighten out that leg, or just straighten out the legs where they are. So you're in the right side twist now, Kevin, and you're going to hold there, knees to the right and head to the left. Just relax. Maybe you want to just add the weight of your right hand to the outside of the left leg with the knees still both bent. It's your body, it's your practice right now. Listen to what your low back is saying to you. Notice the muscles all along the entire length of the spine, even up into the neck. And as that head turns to the left, try to really let it relax there. If you straightened your left leg and you're reaching for the foot, you can rebend the left knee or both knees if you straighten the legs. If your right arm is up, bring it back down to the ground. Push into your palms now. Inhale to center head and knees and change sides as you exhale. So start in that initial place, just where the knees touch down. Try to relax, don't lift a hand yet. Keep both arms down. It can either be palms up or down, and just take a few breaths. Notice what you're feeling in that low back area. Allow for that time, for that initial relaxation response to happen before you push to go further. This isn't about pushing to get somewhere, it's more about letting go to get somewhere. So after a few deep breaths, maybe the knees squeeze in a little tighter to the chest. The right shoulder doesn't lift though. Maybe you're reaching for your right foot with your left hand, extending the legs straight. Maybe you're straightening both legs. Maybe you're keeping the knees bent and just placing your left hand on the outside of that right leg. See what feels good for your body. That right shoulder is heavy. The chest is facing the sky above you. Relax with every exhale. Relax. Soften and melt here as best you can. Noticing where you're holding tension, where you're holding tightness. Try to let it go. The body is just growing heavier and heavier. The mind getting quieter and quieter. If your right leg or both legs are straight, rebend those knees. Release your left hand back to the ground. Press into your palms. Inhale, come back up slowly. Reach for your knees, hug them into your chest. Just do a little rock side to side one more time. Massaging what area of the back needs it at this time. And then come to center, squeeze your legs together. Start to lift your head up off the ground, drawing your forehead or your chin towards those knees. Maybe you can wrap the arms even more tightly around those legs. And now let's take a deep breath in, and as you hold the breath, start to engage every muscle of the body, from the crown of the head right down to the tips of the toes. Squeeze and release. And as you release the legs, determine if you'd like to move out of the sun. Those of you that might be in it, if you want to pick up your mat and move over, go ahead. As you move into Shavasana, picking up whatever you need, a pillow for your eyes, a blanket for the body. Maybe there's one last little final adjustment or movement that your body needs to be comfortable. So you've been controlling the breath for almost an hour, and it's time to let that go. So relax your throat. Let the breath just happen. Let your body just be still. Relax your toes and say to yourself in your own mind, my toes are relaxed. Relax your feet and your ankles. My feet and my ankles are relaxed. Relax the calves and the shins. My calves and my shins are relaxed. Relax the knees and the thighs. My knees and my thighs are relaxed. Relax the hips and the buttocks. My hips and my buttocks are relaxed. Relax the pelvis, the low abdomen, and the low back. My pelvis, my low abdomen, and my low back are relaxed. Relax the chest, ribs, lungs, and upper back. My chest, my ribs, my lungs, and my upper back are relaxed. Relax the hands and arms. My hands and my arms are relaxed. Relax the shoulders and the neck. My shoulders and my neck are relaxed. Relax the head and the brain. My head and my brain are relaxed. Relax the whole body. My whole body is relaxed. 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 As your awareness comes back to the present moment, just start to deepen your breath. And as you deepen your breath, just start to bring movement back to your fingers and your toes. And then to your hands and feet, to your wrists and ankles, as you turn your head ever so slowly from side to side. And as you roll your head back to center and your legs come together, take your arms and stretch them over your head and take a long, deep breath in, taking almost like that first stretch of the day, lengthen, reach, stretch, and relax. Let the arms come down, let the knees come into the chest, hug them in, and just rock a couple times side to side. And when you're ready, just roll to your right side and pause just for a moment. Enough time to observe the body and how you're feeling right at this time. And then pressing down through that left palm and that right elbow with the eyes still closed, make your way to seated. And just take that comfortable cross-legged seat. Elongate your spine as you lift through the crown. Bring your hands to your heart and just take a moment thanking yourself for this gift of your yoga practice today, but also sending out a silent thank you to those who came to join you, who shared their energy with you in this beautiful space. And as we end our practice today with the chanting of Om one time, join in if you would like. Take a deep breath in. The divine light within me graciously, humbly acknowledges that same divine light within you. Namaste. Feels like something might be coming in, so
good timing.
Stay dry. Thanks for coming today. Enjoy the rest of your civic holiday. The schedule is pretty much the same for next week as it was this week, except we've added Thursday morning at 7 a.m. as well as the Tuesday 7 a.m. And we also changed the Friday night to 6 instead of 7. So we're done a tiny bit early, but everything else is the same, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon. No noon class on Wednesday because nobody really came except for one person. So we forgot to put up the new signage today.